Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, Jay Briggs here from Pickdawgz.com bringing y'all my NBA Jam session for November 7th, 2022. If you're looking for more of this great content, man, y'all know what to do. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Drop what y'all like down in the comments as well. Y'all know I love going through seeing y'all like in the comments. But if you're looking for my best bets, the best that I'm betting today, as well as the best bets from the top handicappers in the world today, check us out over at pickdawgz.com. Click that premium picks tab, and that's where you'll find best bets from the best handicappers on the planet. Huge NBA card tonight, man. We got all 30 teams in action, 15 games. Hey, these are the days, man. These are the days. There's some spots to attack. There's a few traps, some dogs that I like. So a whole mixed bag here tonight. But like we do always, and every night, man, I'm gonna walk y'all through it. And hopefully we can make some money tonight, man. So without further ado, let's get into this long NBA card. In our first game of the night, man, we got the Washington Wizards on the road facing the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte laying 3, total 221. Interesting game here, man. Both teams coming to this one struggling. Washington, I thought they would be better than what they've done. 4-6 on the season. In their last one, they lost 103-97 to the Grizzlies. 128-86 they lost to the Nets. Before that one, they beat the 76ers. Game before that, 121-111, but they lost to the Sixers the game before that one, so struggling. Then the Hornets, same thing. They lost 98-94 in their last one to the Nets. They lost 130-99 to the Grizz. Lost 106-88 to the Bulls. They've lost 4 straight. Both teams coming to this one struggling. I lean towards the home team. Not my favorite game on the board. I just feel like this is one of them spots with a home team, the Hornets. They just get them one here, and I'm gonna lay the points here. Like I said, not my favorite spot here tonight. When I go look at the injury reports for this one, it's typical Bradley Beal. That's why the Hornets are favored. Bradley Beal listed as day to day. I don't think he goes in this one. LaMelo Ball listed as out still. Hayward out. Dennis Smith Jr. out. Cody Martin out. But these guys have been out for a while. Most of these guys. I just think it's a good spot for the Hornets, and just a lean though. But I would lay the points in this one with the Hornets. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Houston Rockets on the road facing the Orlando Magic. Magic laying 4.5, total 226.5. Two bad teams in this one. I'm gonna lay the points with the home team in this one as well with the Magic 4.5. Typically, I don't like laying points with bad teams, and the Magic fall in that category, like 4.5 with the Magic. You know what I mean? But just on the greater outlook, I like the Magic's upside more than I do with the Rockets. Um, when we go look at what they've done in their last few games, the Rockets have only covered in one of their last 5. They got beat pretty handily by Minnesota, 129-117. Before that, 109-101 to the Clips. And then they covered 95-93 against the Clips. They got beat 124-109 by Phoenix. You see what I'm saying? I couldn't get there, so that's why I had to go with the Magic. I like what the Magic have done in their last few. They kept it close with Sack in their last one. They lost to a buzzer beater, D Fox from half court. And the game before that, they beat Golden State. So Magic, I just like they're playing a little better right now. Their upside's a little better. I kind of like they got the better player with Boncaro on the floor, so I lean towards the Magic here in this one. But I really don't like laying points with bad teams here in this one. But it's the only option. So give me the Magic here. I'm gonna lay the 4. Yeah. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Detroit Pistons at home facing the Oklahoma City Thunder. Detroit laying 1.5, total 222.5. I'm taking the Thunder on the money line. They just been playing better basketball, in my opinion. Uh, Another game of two bad teams. Bagley still out for the Pistons. Duran out for the Pistons. When we go look, we know the Thunder, they failed to cover in their last one against Milwaukee, but that's Milwaukee. And they failed to cover against Denver. That's Denver. But this is typically the spots. The Thunder buddies are usually the cover buddies is what I call them as well. They beat Orlando straight up. They beat Dallas straight up. They beat the Clippers straight up twice. Thunder have been playing some overall good basketball. Detroit has been beat pretty handily in back-to-back games by Cleveland and Milwaukee, which is expected, but you know, Another feature game with two bad teams. I'm gonna take a shot with my plus money with the Thunder Buddies here in this one. That's what I like. In our next matchup of the night, we got the New Orleans Pelicans on the road facing the Indiana Pacers. Total 235.5. Short and sweet. I know the Pacers been playing some good basketball lately, but Pelicans are a better team. And I'm gonna lay the points with them here in this one. Pacers, they're an up and down team. Just when you think that they're gonna go on a little streak, they turn around and get blown out. I think they can get blown out here in this one. I know no Ingram still. I think he's still out, I believe. And then Zion is on this injury report as day to day. I think he goes. Even if he doesn't go, though, we know they got some other pieces like C.J. McCollum, just other guys that can get buckets. We've seen them without Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson beat the Mavericks straight up. I think even with or without them, they got enough to beat this Pacers team, so I would lay the 6. Like I said, I know the Pacers have been playing some pretty good basketball, beat Miami in their last one. Played pretty competitive with Brooklyn in the game before that, beat Brooklyn straight up the game before that, but, you know, up and down team. I don't trust them. I trust the Pelicans more, even without their best player. Lay the points with the Pelicans. If they're not out, you could probably get a better number, so I'll probably wait a little bit. Follow me on Twitter. I'll let y'all know if they're in or out around like 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow. So, yeah, that's what I like in this. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Phoenix Suns on the road facing Philadelphia. Phoenix laying 1.5, total 217. I'm on the Suns, and I'm going to lay the 1.5. We go to look at the injury report, man. James Harden listed as out. I think he's going to be out for a while. Joel Embiid is on here as out. Follow me on Twitter, though, just in case, NBA, you never know. At night, they'll be listed as out by the morning time. By the time that the video's out, most of y'all see this. He might be day-to-day. He might be probable. So, look into the comments for this video or follow me on Twitter. Either one, it'll probably be there. Like I said, I'm gonna lay the points with the Suns. They're just playing the better basketball. Number 1 seed right now in the West at 7-2, following their number 1 seed campaign last season. They just play good regular season basketball. I think a lot of people thought that they were probably take a step back this season. They have not shown that. Philadelphia 4-6 on the season. They've been struggling. No brainer for me. I'm gonna take the Suns and I'm gonna lay the 1.5. In our next matchup of the night, man, and arguably my favorite game of the night, we got the Milwaukee Bucks facing the Atlanta Hawks. Milwaukee laying 2.5, total 217. We know what Milwaukee has done in the beginning of their season, man. Coming to this one 9-0, haven't lost. The Hawks have looked good to me as well. I love their backcourt, 6-3 on the campaign this season. When I go to the injury report, Giannis is on the injury report as day-to-day. I do think he goes, though. Trae Young is on the injury report as well as day-to-day. I think he goes, though, for a game like this. This is, like I said, it's probably my favorite game of the night. I'm going dog hunting, man. I'm taking the Hawks on the money line. I'm sticking to the theory. The Hawks at home, they show up, man. The Hawks at home, they show up. The Hawks at home, they show up, and I think they get us a money line win here tonight and give the Bucks their first L of the season. The Bucks are not going to run the table. They're going to be good, really good. But I look to fade them here in this spot, man. I think the Hawks pull out the win, man. So that's just what I like here, man. So give me the Hawks here on the money line. Let me know what y'all think in the comments on this one. I know some of y'all going to call me a crazy man, but it's all good. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Portland Trail Blazers on the road facing the Miami Heat. Miami laying 6.5, total 220.5. Interesting matchup. First thing we do, go look at the injury report. Damian Lillard still listed as out. Anthony Simons listed as day-to-day. Josh Hart listed as day-to-day. Justice Winslow day-to-day. Tyler Hero day-to-day. Victor Oladipo out. We're in that time of the season. It's still early, but, injuries in the NBA start to pile up. Here in this game, though, I'm on the under. Both teams, I just think they're missing a lot of guys, missing a lot of scoring. We know Miami likes to play defense. I think Chauncey Billups has Portland playing some pretty good defense as well. We go look at their last few games. Portland 102-82 in a loss to Phoenix. 108-106 in a win against Phoenix. 111, 106, and a loss to Memphis. So, their last three that would have fell underneath this total. Indiana, 101.99 for Miami. 110, 107 against Sacramento. 116, 109 against Golden State. They've been a little higher scoring, but here tonight, I just think this one falls underneath the total. So that's where I liked it in this one. In our next game of the night, we got the Toronto Raptors on the road facing the Chicago Bulls. Chicago laying 4 at home. We just seen this game yesterday, but the game was in Toronto. Toronto pulled that one out. Here tonight, I was on Chicago in that one. I'm on Chicago again in this one. I'm going to lay the 4. We've seen some of these back-to-back games where one thing happens in the first one, and another thing happens in the second one. I think this one falls in that category as well. No Pascal Siakam still for the Toronto Raptors. We know what Chicago's looks like. Drummond still out. Lonzo out. Cody White still out. Zach LaVine day-to-day. Van Vliet was in there in the last one for Toronto. I just think Chicago gets some get back at home. I'm going to lay the 4 with Chicago. Not my favorite game, though, but I'll lay the 4 with Chicago here tonight. In our next matchup of the night, man, and another really, really, really good game. We got the Boston Celtics laying 4 against the Memphis Grizzlies on the road. Total 231. Interesting matchup, man. Both teams coming to this one hot as well. As in hot, I mean the Boston Celtics just whooped up on the Knicks in their last one, 133-118. Beat the Bulls the game before that, 123-119. Memphis in their last one, man, they beat the Wizards 103-97. The game before that, they beat the Hornets 130-99. Both games at home. They're at home again in this one. Memphis playing some really good basketball at home. 4 points. I'm still gonna roll with the better team, man. I'm gonna take the Celtics. I'm gonna lay the 4. Memphis still without their second best player in Jaren Jackson Jr. I know the Celtics are still without Robert Williams, which will hurt because Ja likes to slash to the rim. But I just like the duo with Brown and Tatum a little more. John Morant he's just waiting on his guy to get back. I think the Celtics are a better team here tonight, and I'm gonna lay the 4 points with them. I know Grizzlies have been really hot at home, so it's it's a tough spot, but I think the Celtics pull it out here. So I'm gonna lay the points with the Celtics on the road. In our next matchup of the night, we got the New York Knicks on the road facing Minnesota. Minnesota laying 4.5. Y'all know what I'm on in this one. Give me the Knicks plus the 4.5. Minnesota is still on the do not bet list. I don't care. I know that they beat up on the Rockets in their last game. Whoop-de-doo, the Rockets. The game before that, they got whooped by the Bucks, 115-102. The game before that, they got beat by 9 by the Suns, 116-107. Let's go back to October. They got beat by the Spurs, 107-98. Come on now. I'm not laying points with Minnesota. The Knicks, I kind of like this Knicks team. I know they just got beat pretty handedly by the Celtics in their last one. I think this is a good bounce back spot for them. The game before that, they beat the 76ers straight up. So, hey, give me the Knicks here in this one. Y'all know I love fading the Timberwolves. Probably my number one team to fade out of spite alone. Y'all can call it what you want to call it. 2 teams on the fade automatic list. Timberwolves, Clippers. There might be some teams added to this list as the season goes on. Those 2 are definitely on my fade list. Give me the Knicks plus the 4.5. It might be a premium just on spite alone. In our next matchup, man, we got the Denver Nuggets on the road facing San Antonio Spurs. Denver laying 7.5. We just seen this matchup the other day in Denver. Denver whooped up on them 126-101. The game before that, Denver beat OKC 122-110. Denver has won 4 or 5. They lost to the Lakers 121-110. But they beat Utah the game before that 117-101 and beat the Lakers 110-99. Spurs, we're going to look at what they've done. And they've lost, let's count, 1, 2, 3 straight to begin November. They They started out the season pretty hot, but since then they just haven't looked the same. Like I said, we just seen them lose and get beat pretty handily. They lost by 25 points to Denver the other night. I see no reason why Denver can't cover the spread here again. Give me Denver. I'm going to lay the points. We just seen them beat them. I think they can beat them again and beat them pretty convincingly. The Nuggets starting to get their legs back underneath them. Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., they're going to be scary as the season progresses. I think they take care of a bad team in the Spurs here tonight. I'm going to lay the points. In our next matchup of the night, man, Brooklyn Nets on the road facing the Dallas Mavericks. Mavs laying 6.5, total 214. I'm on the Mavs, man. I've been on Brooklyn back-to-back games. Everybody was selling their stock. I was buying their stock. Cash 2 games in a row, 128-86 on the money line against Washington 2 nights ago on the 4th. Then they turned around and beat the Charlotte Hornets 98-94. 2 pretty good games without Kyrie and Ben Simmons in those. They'll be without them again here in this one, I believe. But we're going to look into what this Mavs team has done. They won 4 or 5 as well. They failed to cover in some of these, which burnt me. I've been on them as well. But here tonight, I just think it's a good spot. We've seen them beat this Nets team already once this season, 129-125 in overtime. I think tonight is just a good spot. The Nets finally had that bad game everybody was looking for. Just when everybody's starting to ride them, I like to hop off. I'm going to hop off from here. I think the Mavericks probably beat the brakes off from here today. I'm looking for a big game from Luka. Go look at Luka's numbers. Here, I'll look at them for you. 36 points per game. 52% from the floor. Like, hey. 8.8 rebounds a game. 8.6 assists per game. He's balling right now. I'm not stepping in front of him. I think the Nets are in trouble big time here in this one. I know they put together back-to-back games. This is that flat spot that everybody's been looking for. We've seen this Dallas team already blow out teams, good teams at home like the Grizzlies early in their season. I think they blow out this Brooklyn team here today. Lay the 6.5 with Dallas here tonight. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Sacramento Kings on the road facing the Golden State Warriors. Golden State laying 7.5, total 230. Short and sweet on this one, man. I'm on the Sacramento Kings, and I'm going to take the points in my back pocket. Let's go through Golden State's last few games, and y'all tell me if we should be laying 7.5 for Golden State. They lost to the Pelicans 114-105. Granted, they did sit almost everybody in that one. The game before that, though, everybody wasn't sitting in this one. They lost straight up to the Magic 130-129. The game before that, everybody wasn't sitting in this one. They lost 116-109 to the Heat. There's more. The game before that, they lost 128-114 to the Pistons. The game before that, they lost 120-113 to the Hornets. And now y'all want me to lay 7.5? I know this is the Warriors. I know they can get hot at any time. I know this is a lot of people's favorite team. I know this is the defending champs. I know all this. I know this is the Kings they're playing, but there's no way I can lay this amount of points with Golden State here in this one. We just seen the Kings, and the last one they won on the buzzer beater. Good game. I actually was watching that one down to the end. But like I said, man, I got to take the points with the Kings. Like, there's no way I could take Golden State right now and lay 7.5. So give me the Kings here in this one. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Los Angeles Lakers on the road facing the Utah Jazz. Jazz laying 3, total 220.5. This one's really pretty clear and cut. I'm going to take the Jazz lay the 3. Jazz haven't lost at home all season. Jazz play their best basketball at home all season. Lakers are trash. Lakers just got whooped in L.A. by this same Jazz team, 130-116. I'm going to lay the points with the Jazz here. I know the Lakers had 2 back-to-back wins before they lost to this Jazz team, but I can't take the Lakers on the road against this Jazz team. They just whooped them. Jazz haven't lost at home all season. I'm going to lay the points here. It's just the right play. Give me the Jazz, and I'm going to lay them. In our last and final game of the night, man, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers on the road, laying 1 on the Los Angeles Clippers, total 219. I'm on the Cavs. As I said earlier in the video, Clippers are the second team on the do not bet list, right behind the Timberwolves, and I mean right behind the Timberwolves. They might even edge them out. Real talk. Hey, this Cavs team ripped off 8 straight. I'm not fading them, especially not for this Clippers team. It's really that simple for me. Cavs just been balling. Like I said, 8 straight. Injury report. I think Garland goes tonight. I think Mitchell goes tonight. I think Kawhi's still out per usual. Cavs is the only way to go in this one. We just seen the Clippers lose to the Jazz last night. The Cavs just been balling. I'm not jumping in front of them. Take the Cavs, lay the points. If you're looking for my best bets, though, the bets that I'm placing today, as well as best bets from the top handicappers in the world, check us out over at pickdawgz.com. Click that premium picks tab, and that's where you'll find best bets from the top handicappers on the planet. Follow me on Twitter at ParlayGuyJ for updates on all injuries. Hey, also, if this video gets 350 likes, I'll drop my parlay of the day in the comment section, as well as on Twitter. So get this video 350 likes. I'll drop a parlay for y'all. 15 games on this card tonight. I absolutely love it. Every team is in action. Let's make some money tonight. Let's bet smart. I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow. I'm going to talk to y'all in the comments. I'm going to talk to y'all on Twitter. It's been your boy Jay Briggs, and I'm out. Peace.